What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wait, What We Talking About podcast, episode 55. My name is Brett, aka Enigma911, and today, once again, I am joined by Kate, aka Lady in Wonderland. Kate, thanks for being on. I appreciate it. Wow, third time back on the show. Wait, third time? Fourth time.
Third time.
Extra Life. Did you do one solo or did you do two?
I think I only did one solo. The one that we did after Extra Life is not.
Okay, so technically, okay, third, second appearance, whatever. Yeah. You can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv every first and third Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern, unless we pre-record it like we are today, because when this airs on Twitch, we would have gotten back from California, and I have the championship today, so I'm probably going to be tired as balls. So enjoy Blast from the Past, September A. But yeah, normally you can catch it live over here on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every first and third Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can come into the chat and hang out with us and join in on the conversation. If you can't catch it live, you can always go over to youtube.com, search Enigma911, where it's broken out topic by topic, and also put as one big video for your amusement. We have two sponsors today. First one, as usual, is the merch store. You can get all of your Enigma 911 swag over there, t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. And our second sponsor for today is Extra Life. Remember, Extra Life is right around the corner. We destroyed it last year. We're going to try and do better this year. So the official date for our Extra Life campaign this year is going to be November 30th. That is a Saturday. It's going to start at 12 noon and go 24 hours, 12 noon, playing a lot of games, having different milestones, doing different challenges, having a good time. So if you hang out and support us, whether it is through donations or just eyes or word of mouth, that would be greatly appreciated. And then I forgot to put in there, but remember, we are on SoundCloud now, so you can enjoy all these podcasts in MP3 format. You go over to that page, give us a like, that we greatly appreciate, and share it with whoever you think would enjoy it. All right, so Kate, you haven't been on the podcast in a while, I feel. I think I had a good string of guests.
Yep.
Elsewhere. But, and Artemis is here, too.
Oh, special guest, Artemis the cat.
He was in a box last time underneath the computer.
He was here the whole episode last time. You just couldn't see him.
So we got some topics today, some interesting ones, some fun ones. So, you and I, for our first topic, we've been diving into the anime realm.
The anime
realm. Yes. I talked about this with Brent way back when, kind of getting like some recommendations of what we should check out, or I should check out rather, as someone who doesn't really partake in these all that often. I've tried it out, but it's like
you're not a weeb yet.
I
mean, you are now.
I mean, I went to a convention for anime. I mean,
you did.
Yeah. So we finally decided to give a little anime called My Hero Academia a try. There's 3 seasons out so far. As of recording this episode, the 4th season's coming out. As of release, the first episode is out based on recording, or based on airing, and then on YouTube, 2 episodes are out. So, yeah, season 4, ready to go. But this one took at least me by surprise. What do you think overall of the anime?
I'm glad that we didn't stop
in
the first few episodes where we were like,
yeah.
Because I feel like it was the first, I don't know, I think even through like 6 episodes in, we were like, okay,
right,
people say this is really good, but I don't see it yet, but we should keep watching it because people say it's so good. And I'm really glad that we stuck through it, because I feel like anime does that a lot, where it kind of starts out really kind of overly dramatic, like this one did.
Oh yeah.
And the characters don't really come into themselves for a little while, and like the action and story starts going.
Right.
So glad we stuck it out past the first few
few
cringy episodes.
Yeah, I get it. They have to lay down that groundwork of like, why do you want to care about this person's backstory? What is this person's backstory? And then like, how are they overcoming it, or are they reaching that goal that they're chasing after? So if you don't know what My Hero Academia is, it's pretty much exactly what the name says. It's a school for people who have superpowers, or quirks as they call them, and they're learning how to use them to become heroes, which is like a job, is like an official job that they can get paid for to help save people and whatnot. So everybody in the universe, well, most people in the universe have quirks.
The whole universe.
Oh, sorry, the planet, the world. My bad. I meant the universe.
That's where season 4 is going.
I meant the series universe, but I get
okay.
Has these quirks, has these superpowers, and there's only like a small amount of people that don't have them still. It's genetic, I believe, or something.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
so. And I think it's like 20% of people don't have quirks.
So there's a lot of potential. Well, there's a lot of people who have the powers. And the main story is this kid wants to be a hero so bad, but unfortunately doesn't have a quirk, and like how he works around that, and then eventually learns what he needs to do to become his idol, or someone like his idol of All Might. So yeah, those first 5 episodes, obviously they do that, and the main character Deku is very, like you said, over the top and emotional.
Yeah.
Like just every little thing, like like all these tears are like, this is like the dying moment, my last breath, like kind of thing.
Exactly. It's like somebody looks at him weird and it's like, the world is ending and I need to monologue for like 10 minutes and cry speech. And just and
you're like, dude, he just offered you a napkin or something. It's like the smallest thing. But yeah, once the ball got rolling and the story was going, then it was definitely a lot of fun. There's a lot of characters in this universe that like are a wide range of characteristics, so you can definitely find somebody that you enjoy, and a lot of people that you don't like, or maybe just indifferent about. What was it going with? The quirks. Another thing that made this show appealing was that it's not your typical superpowers like, I can fly, I have super strength, I have beams. Like, there are those characters that have that, but then there's also like so many weird ones that you're like, why is this even a superpower? And then you see it be used and you're like, wow, okay, they actually did it. So yeah, I kind of wanted to dive into this series, and we can kind of go into spoilers, so just a heads up for those of you guys who haven't watched it. If you'd like to, just be aware of that. We're not going to go in, I don't think, main story points, but just like, this character does this, or this character's cool.
Yeah, I think some spoilers.
Right. So, obviously just be aware of that. But first, like I said, there's a lot of characters in this. Who are some characters that you might have connected with, and why, as you were watching it? We are going to trash names, by the way. If anybody's here hardcore anime or My Hero fan, we're going to describe people and give nicknames. We're going to do trash on the Japanese names. I'm so sorry.
I don't remember people's names. Right. I probably won't pronounce them right.
Right.
I don't know. We call people weird stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really like Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's adorable.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And great. And I have already forgotten everybody's names. Fire and Ice dude.
Oh, okay. He was Totoro. He was Totoro.
Yes, Todoroki. Thank you.
That's how you remember.
And then my most favorite, Birdman.
Mm-hmm. He's
who I also can't remember his actual name.
Mm-hmm.
But he has Dark Shadow.
Yeah.
And for reasons that have not been described at all, he just has a bird head.
Yeah, he's a normal person.
Some people just do. That's like part of their quirk or not part of their quirk, and they just have it. Like, it doesn't have really anything. Like, Dark Shadow has a bird head shape.
Yeah.
But him having a bird head doesn't seem to have anything to do with it. He just does.
Yeah. The world has a lot of different unique people. Like, there's a police officer that's pretty much Officer Scruff McGruff is a dog.
Yep.
And then the principal of the high school is like a bear mouse thing. And they even made a
like
joke
a bear
about
and a mouse.
Then he's like, am I a bear? Am I a mouse? We don't know. But here I am.
I mean, he's adorable, whatever he is.
He's funny. Yeah, so you got Sue, who's her quirk is just simply named Frog. So she has all the abilities of a frog.
Yep.
You mentioned Dark Shadow for Birdman, whatever he is, but he can summon a shadow-like being. Thank you. To kind of like kick ass and stuff, and apparently gets more powerful in the dark, but he can lose control in it. And then you mentioned Todoroki, who has technically 2 quirks. So half of his body is ice, and then the other is fire. So he can shoot both projectiles, and he's learning how to, I think a couple episodes, they might have showed his ice half, like protecting himself with a shell, but I don't remember.
Yeah. So he's basically a firebender and an ice bender.
Correct. So he has that dynamic. But yeah, I agree with all those characters. I didn't think I was going to like Todoroki at first. Like, I had seen Instagram posts of, like, people cosplaying as him, or just artwork of, like, oh, he's the best, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, is it one of these, like, I hate to use the term, but edgelord, like, there's everybody's like, oh, he's the bad boy that, like, everybody likes because he's all lonesome by himself and emo. And it was like, great. But no, it was like seeing his character development and, like, what he has to do, or why he's doing what he's doing. His backstory, it's definitely made him more interesting, so I get that.
Yeah. Birdman is Tokuyami.
Thank you.
I just looked it up.
And then some characters that I really like, for stupid reasons and purely stupid reasons. There's this little kid who's purple. I'm blanking on his name too, but I put it in my Twitter post about this. He is awesome just because of how ridiculous and over the top he is. Now, it's not just like, oh, he's goofy and zany. Yes, he is. But he's also a mad pervert. And he just really
is.
I don't know. It's just like seeing the things that he attempts to do, or like how he acts around the girls. It's not like, oh, that's the right thing to do. It's just fucking hilarious how he just goes and loses it. Oh my god. So I love him just because he always gives me a good ass laugh.
Mineta is his name.
I'm sorry?
Mineta.
All right, with the M.
That's
Right. And then other characters. Okay, my top character is one of the teachers, Shota. He is amazing. I was really iffy on him at first. So when you first meet the character, he's like really tired all the time, and his eyes are bloodshot, which you learn why they are. But he like literally brings a sleeping bag to class, and he looks like a freaking caterpillar, just like, and then he like passes out in class while the kids like figure out whatever the lesson is. And I was like,
they're like, what are we supposed to be doing? Yeah. He's like, bye, I'm going to sleep.
Taken out, yeah. So I was like, that's kind of weird. I was creeped out by that. But then once again, the story progresses and things happen, and he steps up heavily to the plate. And his quirk is interesting. So his eyes are bloodshot because as long as he's staring at someone, he can cancel out their ability, so they can't use it. So during fights, he has to pretty much constantly keep his eyes open.
Because it stops if he blinks.
Right. Anytime he blinks, they can get it back. And then he has some like scarves that I don't. Does he control?
They've never said how. It's like, it seems like he can just control them with his mind.
Right.
But we don't know how.
Yeah. But he's a badass, and I like him a lot. Crap, who else was there? I feel like there was another one I might have put in that Twitter post originally, but
there might have been.
There might have been. But yeah, all the characters are really good, and make you care and are invested.
Most of them.
Yeah, true.
Like, to be honest, so Deku is like the main character, the main protagonist. I don't not care about him.
Yeah.
But I care about these other characters that are my favorites way more. I feel like he's so anime. He's so dramatic that I'm just like, I'm okay, but he's just not the character that I care about the most.
For sure. Do you have a favorite quirk or superpower that you've seen so far? Whether it's like practical or just hilarious.
I think it's the guy who can talk to animals.
Oh, okay. The guy who was like silent for like a whole season and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the classmates.
And he can like ask them to do stuff and they'll help him and like talk to animals. And that's the one, if I could choose a quirk, that's the one that I think I would choose. I think that's so cool.
I think I like him just because they did the thing where appearance-wise, he looks like a rock dude.
Yeah, he looks like he's literally made out of, like his head is made out of a boulder or
but when he finally talks, he's got this high squeaky pitch voice, and then he just goes up. The first time you see him use his power, goes to the squirrels. Can you help me? Just going up, and that was great.
And he's really freaked out by bugs, but he has to ask all those bugs to help them.
Let's see, quirks that I like. I don't know why I get a kick out of Invisible Girl. Just because
I was just gonna say
she just pops up at the most random times. Like, did you do anything?
You just see the uniform.
Yeah.
And then they have all those dramatic moments where she's like, okay, I have to be invisible, so I have to take all my clothes off.
And they're like, what?
And Minetta's like,
yep, exactly. Even though there's nothing there.
Yep.
Let's see. Who else?
I like Ida.
Oh, okay.
Just as a character.
Yeah, he was a little annoying at first, but...
He was a little annoying at first. He's kind of a actually kind of guy.
Right.
But just his motivation, why he's doing things and working so hard.
Right.
I like him as a character.
Yeah, Squirk's an interesting one. It's not exactly super speed, but he's got literal, like, engines in his calves.
Yeah.
So, there's that. Excuse me. Okay, just because it's funny, it's another stupid one. Genist. Genist is great. So
Best Genist.
Genist is a, like, fashion hero. And he controls the fibers in clothing. I'm not sure if it was only jeans, but the fibers in clothing to attack and do stuff. So he literally...
Which, to be fair, he used effectively the time that we saw him.
I mean, he was the number 4 hero, so I would hope he used it well.
He looks ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got like a jean turtleneck all the way up to here, and everything
with a belt.
Yeah.
With a belt around his face.
Jean jacket, jeans... Everything's jeans. Ay.
I really encourage anybody who doesn't know what these characters look like to go and look them up because they're ridiculous.
Even if you don't watch the show, just look at like My Hero Academia characters.
Yeah.
And just look at their image or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there's that newer guy that we've seen. He's another... I think he's a top 10 hero. He looks like a ninja, but he like can turn his body into thread so he can like scoot through things. Yeah. He looks awesome.
That guy's cool.
Yeah, and I have no idea what his name is, but he was cool.
Me either. No clue.
Okay, so that's characters we liked. Did you have any others that you wanted to give a shout out to that you can think of off the top of your head?
I don't particularly like him as a character, but he's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Naval Laser.
Oh yeah.
Or
he shoots a laser
if you're us watching it, we call him Penis Laser.
Yep.
It's
right there.
It is what it is. It's right there.
He uses it too much. He makes his time.
And he literally goes like this when he's using it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a card. But we both agree that we don't really care for Bakugo all that much.
Yeah.
He is very determined. He's similar to Deku, and he's very strong-willed in what he wants to do, but like, oh man, dude's got to chill out.
He's gonna stroke out. Like, his blood pressure must be through the roof. Yeah. That man cannot open his eyes without having a complete meltdown.
Right. He's got a very cool quirk, and it's like awesome seeing him use it. But like, just everything, like, I'm gonna kill you, you're gonna die. Like, even if it's a simple class competition, he's gonna murder everybody. And it's just like, okay, relax.
Okay.
And we got a glimpse of like some redemption. I think it was maybe at the tournament, like briefly, or maybe I don't know where it was. And then towards the end of season 3, they start to kind of slowly hint at maybe that he's gonna actually start working with people. But we'll see, obviously, how that goes out, or how that turns out. And then, speaking of season 4, or the end of season 3, rather, we got some new characters that are like upperclassmen in the high school. And like, oh boy, like the introduction of that one guy, his power is like, he could change his density, excuse me, or
like he can phase in stuff, kind of.
So
I forget exactly what they called
how they explain it, but the thing
like
is
osmosis or something.
He can't stay in his clothes when he does that, so this whole like end of it, he was just using his power and running around naked for the whole fight. So you're like, what? And all the kids are reacting like that too, like, oh my god. So like, I don't get it. I mean, maybe his suit, because they all get to design their suits or tell the school how they want it. Maybe the suit negates that, but it's like, whoa, okay, that's a little much.
Okay, we're watching an anime. In case you forgot, you're watching an anime.
Right. Oh boy.
Also, he looks like Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah, which is very
for some reason
strange. Like his face is very bland, while the others at least have some detail and structure to them. I don't know.
And I don't think we saw what the other two.
No, their quirks were not shown. One was like scared of public speaking. And
that was me.
The girl, I don't remember what the girl did, if she did anything. I don't
think so.
But yeah, there's a lot of characters in this show. Like, we talked mainly about the main cast or class of characters. But there's scenes where they compete against like other schools, where you get to see a lot of more quirks there. So there's different side characters that pop up from time to time, and you're like, oh, this person, or oh, this person.
Oh no.
Like that one guy in class B who's like so obsessed with just destroying this class. He's a interesting one.
He is.
Yeah, and then you got some good villains. You got some interesting ones. There's this one villain and then like a henchman behind him. So it's interesting seeing their dynamic, and the sub-villain has kind of grown past the main guy a little bit. And then you had a random side villain, Stain, who at first I was like, okay, but then I really started to like. I think, okay, I'm going to admit it now here on this podcast, I think I just like long hair boys. Because Shota I fell in love with instantly. You
do like long hair boys. It's true.
And then, Stan, I was like, oh, long hair, let's go.
Let's go.
So, yeah, I liked him. But.
Yeah, I can see why you like Shota, because he's basically you.
He is.
In the future in anime.
Yep. Hey. I mean, cosplay, get a little longer.
Yeah, do it.
But. Yeah, I liked both of them quite a bit. Oh, how do we feel about All Might? So All Might's like the main top hero for anime fans. He's also Piccolo.
And once you hear that, you will not unhear it.
Oops.
Once you know that, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Are you a Yoshi?
But I like him quite a bit. I thought he was going to be all just like how the series goes was not what I was expecting at all for his character.
Yeah, me either.
Because seeing him, I just thought like he's like this Captain America-esque figure. Like he's the super soldier. He's the top. He's the best hero ever, which he is. But he has his flaws or problems that he's dealing with. And seeing that in the show is interesting. And I think that makes him more human and relatable.
Yeah.
So
we also get to see cracked out All Might, as I call him.
Yep, cracked out All Might.
So I like his character. I like the depth that they've given his character so far, because in the beginning it's really just like Captain America. Yeah.
I am here to save the day. Yeah.
I'll never not call him Captain America. Like, I know these are Japanese heroes, but like his suit is like red, white, and blue. His attacks are literally like, one of them is Detroit Smash.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they're
okay,
all
come
named
on.
after states, even though they're in Japan.
So, I mean, I'm sure that's not a direct translation. Well, I'm not sure. I imagine that's probably not a direct translation of what they were originally. I would be interested to know, actually, what they were in the original Japanese. But I like his character a lot, and I think he's very interesting. He's one of the most interesting, and I care about him the most
as a
character.
Nice. So yeah, that was our main discussion point, because we wanted to talk about that since we're real big fans of this, and we're glad we invested in it, and we're excited for season 4 coming out. But then since finishing that, we kind of have transferred over to a new anime, which is one that I particularly wasn't super excited for, just because I had notions, I guess is the correct term, predetermined thoughts. My mind was made up. I don't know. But we started.
You watched a few episodes.
Yeah.
And didn't like it, and you were like pretty much.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Like it. If you can hear crazy cats in the background, they're crazy.
All right.
But that's what that is.
So we started watching Attack on Titan. We recently have finished season 1. We plan on going through season 2 and 3 eventually. But yeah, this was an anime. You said this is one of your favorite, right? Of all time? Okay.
Yep.
So
we'll just be spoiling season 1.
Yeah.
We haven't seen season 2 or 3, so no spoilers.
Which, I mean, this came out in 2013.
13.
Nope.
Yep, 13 or 14. Like,
so, yeah.
You've had plenty of time to watch it if you wanted to.
But yeah, this is one that you really enjoyed and was one of your favorites, and then you hearing my interpretation of it, I'm sure just sent you just on this path of like, oh god.
It's how I feel when you talk about Mass Effect. That's the same.
Wow, that's strong. Okay. So just a little backstory for you guys who don't know my interpretation of Attack on Titan or what it was. So I had watched it back when it first came out with my buddy John and Jones. They showed it to me. I watched the first episodes, I believe, up to 5. I don't know. They had it on. We were chilling, hanging out. So I couldn't stop laughing because it was big, giant, naked muscle people attacking the place. And they run funny.
Maybe should we give background so this is in context?
Okay, so there's Titans outside of this wall that is big and protecting what remains of human society. If they go, then humankind is extinct. They have pretty much almost like a layer cake, so they have the outside and then some city, then a middle wall, some city, and then the main cathedral, castle, center, I guess, government area.
That's where the bougie people live.
Yeah, that was probably smart to put in there. So anyways, the Titans are outside, and they're pretty much like giant humanoids with no reproduction system, and they're just completely buck nude.
All of them.
There's random ones that are like, some are 3 meters, some are 4 meters, some are 7, some are whatever. They range in height. They don't need food to live. For some reason, they only like killing humans. And...
But they don't, they don't need to.
They don't need to
They
survive.
just like
they just
to.
do it.
They just like eating them, but they don't digest them. They just like doing it.
And then similar to plants, they live off sunlight, I believe was something like... Okay. So yeah, so they're outside the wall. And then you have their military, which is the scouts? Or is this the scouts like one of the branches?
The scouts are the people who go out.
Okay, what's the whole thing called that they wanted to become?
I don't know.
Okay, anyways. They do have a military that like has special gear that will help them deal with them.
Right.
So at the beginning, where I watched originally, something happens. The wall gets broken down at this one area. Titans run in, and they're, killing people while people are trying to evacuate, destroying the place. It starts with 2 kids, brother and adopted sister, going home, and they're trying to save the mom. She's long gone, and she gets eaten. Obviously, the kid's emotional. This was another over the top. I'm like, okay, I don't need all this right now. I get it. You're upset, but like, woo, okay.
It was pretty over the top. He's another character really, really in it. He's really emotional and very, very dramatic.
We'll get into our impressions of him a little later. But anyways, so anyways, I'll try and speed this up before I watch beforehand. But that happens. You flash forward later. He's older. They're part of the military thing. I believe they're teenagers still, like 16, something like that. So anyways, from what I recalled, they went to another attack had happened. Titans were somehow broke down another wall, yada yada. They were going to help. So you're following this main character, and he's all heroic, and, we're gonna save the day, blah, 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 yada, yada. So he's using this special gear. It's similar to Spider-Man, shoots some hooks out. They can shoot, like, exhaust out the back to kind of help boost him. He's using that. He's going up to this one Titan, and then, like, the Titan reacts, bites his leg off, and the guy goes like across the rooftop, and then all of a sudden, from what I recall, he just got eaten right there. So it's like, what's the point? The main guy just died. What was all that for? So that was
end of show.
Yeah, and I was just like laughing my ass off because he was so, we're gonna kill them all and fix their problem, and he just died. So I was laughing my ass off because like, sorry, you're an idiot. So that was my impression. I was like, I don't need to watch this. This is dumb. Let's flash forward to now. I try it again. And I warned Kate throughout the first 5 episodes. I'm like, I'm still going to laugh at this motherfucker when he gets eaten. Yep. So we watched that. Now we're getting to spoiler territory for the rest of it. But as the story progressed and the other characters came along and you learn why the Titans are doing this, how there's unique Titans, why are there unique Titans, and then going through like seeing the other branches of the military and the higher ups. Some are good, some are shit at what they do, and like just seeing the struggle of the humans versus the Titans. Like some think they're ready and then they're not.
Yeah.
And once you figure out, like I mentioned, some unique Titans, there's some special ones, abnormals, that you start getting into at the end and learning about, and you're like, why is this a thing? And season 1 does a good job of cut it, all right, cliffhanger moment.
Yeah.
So we still have to get into the thick of like, why is this happening with certain individuals? So yeah, I'm invested now. Now, we talked about the main character, Aaron, how he's very over the top and gung-ho and a whole lot of stuff. This is where Attack on Titan, for me personally, differs from My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia, I like the characters and I'm invested in the story. Attack on Titan, for me personally, is I'm invested in the story. I'm not like, yeah, this person, there's like no connections super with anybody like in this one. It's weird.
I agree with you. It's still one of my favorites, but I'm not, like you said, I'm not as invested. I'm not really attached to any of the characters. There are some that I like and I think they're cool or like powerful or they're good at fighting or whatever, but I'm not attached to them. Like Sue in My Hero, I really, really like her and I'm really attached to her and I think so cool and cute. And I don't have anybody like that in Attack on Titan, and I don't know if it's just like a difference in writing style or a difference in there's not as much space in the story and how they're telling the story to go into each character and make you care about them. But I feel like we did get some backstory on a couple of them.
A little bit.
But not very much. So it's really not focused on who the characters are and why you need to care about them.
Yeah.
It's more focused on telling the overall story.
For sure. I 100% agree with that. Like, going back to My Hero, we've learned individuals, like, backstory. Like, obviously, Deku, we know what his thing is. Bakugo, we kind of are getting glimpses of that. Todoroki, we understand why he's so divided in what he does, or at least his choices. Yeah. I'm forgetting Gravity Girl, but we know why Gravity Girl is trying to be a hero. Ida, you mentioned before, he's so determined and family-oriented. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Like, they invested, or at least gave you, like, even if it was a quick 2-minute, here it is, at least you have that info, and you're like, oh, I understand why you're making ABC choices. This one, it's just like the current situation. Like, here's the problem, deal with it. There's no really backstory, except for maybe Eren and his dad, and then Mika-san, I think.
Mika-san.
And, like, the adopted sister, and learning, like, oh, why is she adopted? Oh, okay, this thing happened, and why is she so attached to Eren and, like, protecting, and... So, they just... It's weird to say it, too, because you would think, like, in order to be interested in something, I'd have to be interested in the characters, too.
Right.
And it's weird to say, oh, no, I'm not. It's just the story.
Yeah.
So
it feels like in My Hero, the characters as individuals and their individual work, it's really important to the story. Like, each person individually and what they can do individually is important. And that's, like, the story, basically. And in Attack on Titan, it's, like, people functioning more as a group, and it's kind of more a humanity versus threat story. And so there's less room for, like, the individual differences of each character. Like, what makes each character special is not as important. I think it's just a different kind of story.
Right. But yeah, getting into spoiler territory. So we mentioned the abnormals before. This is a big, interesting hook for at least season 1. So I told you guys how I made fun of the Eren for dying. Turns out he doesn't die.
We get a gross scene where he's in the stomach
of a Titan. He did get eaten.
Don't eat while you watch this show.
They give you that mature rating on Hulu for a reason.
They do.
So he actually turns out to be one of these abnormals. So it's something he can learn that he can trigger on his own. But it, at first obviously happens on his own. But he can become a Titan when he inflicts pain on himself or has a clear, strong motive of what he needs to do. And throughout the story, like, it took me a while, but another one shows up, and there's a clear indication of a lightning strike when this occurs, and it, like, I'm sure you could ask, hey, it was late in the season, like, oh my god, that means that those ones were people too, because the wall at the beginning broke down because of one of these abnormals, where a random lightning bolt happened, and then this big ass motherfucker's just outside the wall. So it was like,
no skin, just
he was just
muscle.
All muscle tissue, and bone. So yeah, there was him, and then there was one other one who was like a bulldozer type one that just like wrecked shop. I think that was during the second attack when Eren did get semi-eaten. So yeah, now knowing we had this other one that we found and we have that person now in captivity, but now knowing that there's those other two and potentially more out there that can do it, it's like, okay, first off, how did you have this ability? And then second, why are you doing this? Like, if this is humanity,
if those are people
and you're
turning
gonna be
into Titans who know what they're doing,
right?
Why are they attacking humanity?
So it's very interesting, like, to see.
Which this conversation will probably become obsolete once we watch 3.
Oh, I mean,
hopefully they answer these questions.
Yeah. Now, random sidebar question: have you watched season 2 and 3?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. So we're both going into this blind.
Yep. So I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
What the answer is?
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought you knew what was going on.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Nope.
That's gonna be interesting.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
So we can bounce ideas off each other. Okay, cool. It's not gonna be just like it's this bitch who's blonde. Oh, it's this bitch who's blonde. I don't fucking know. And then the moment of like, what? The lightning.
That was a great moment. That was a wonderful moment. I enjoyed that.
I bet. Okay, so that'll be fun seeing how this goes.
So I'm very interested to kind of take over the conversation.
Go for it.
In the moments that we've seen in flashback of Aaron with his dad saying, if I die, you have to have this key.
That he randomly got around
have
his neck.
to, somehow. And you have to come back to our house and go into the basement. Yeah. No matter what. Like, this is the most important thing you will ever do, is to figure this out. And then in other flashbacks, we see his dad doing something to him, like injecting him with something and apologizing.
Right.
And saying, like, I hope you can understand how to use this power, why I would do this. So that leads me to believe that somehow that allows him to turn into a Titan.
The injection.
But why? Yeah. But why? I don't know.
It seemed like the dad was pretty well known around.
He was a doctor.
Yeah.
And somebody said, like, he saved us from the plague. Single-handedly or something. So he was like a really important doctor.
Still living on the outer ring in a small house, but whatever. That the dad, I'm wondering if the dad is dead or he's got to pop up, right? Like he just like
right, because we don't actually see...
left.
Yeah, he's like, I need to go to this meeting.
Yeah, and then
somewhere.
The Titan shit happens. So I'm like,
it wouldn't. So he could still be alive. We don't see him. It wouldn't
make any sense. But I don't want him to be one of the other abnormals that was wrecking shop.
Yeah.
Because that, like, it would make no sense of why that would be the case. But I could see it happening in typical any entertainment. Yeah. Oh, the dad was the evil one the whole time, or the parent, or this long lost friend, whoever. But yeah, he's got to show up. There's got there was no scene showing him dying. We haven't seen a dead body. We haven't heard of him in forever.
No, they just never talked about him again. They weren't like, hey, my dad rode off to go to a meeting in the Capitol or something. Like, has anybody seen him?
Right. So the question is, if and when they finally get to this basement, did the dad just go back? Does he have his own key? And, has he been just chilling down there trying to figure out, maybe an anti-Titan thingy?
Right.
Or, what? It's going to be interesting.
Well, not really unrelated. Unimportant to the story at all. Sidebar. The dad also reminds me of you.
Oh,
he's Ponytail Man.
True.
And he's got the glasses.
I can see it. But yeah, and then once again, just going back on the military, I think it's an interesting dynamic to show how inexperienced these guys are. And I was mentioning it in the Forest season to you, the group we were following was supposed to be the elite of the elite, and it seemed like only this one small unit of them was that. The rest of them were getting picked off like flies. And it's so sad because you're like, you want to have faith that, you know, they're going to do it. They're going to pull out of this and, you know, win. And then just like seeing them get trounced and wrecked. Is like,
I know.
Oh, this is a punch right in the gut. And oh, man.
Yeah. Which is something that I like and I don't like because it's really like, these are supposed to be the best people and you really believe in them and you know them a little bit as characters.
Yeah.
And you've seen them training and they're very prepared. And then they go out and it's just like, nope. Just because they're good guys doesn't mean they're not just going to get bitten in half by a Titan. Yeah. Which I appreciate because I get pretty tired of the like trope that since they're the good guys, they're going to win no matter what.
For sure.
I kind of appreciate that it's like a little bit more, it seems like realistic.
Yeah, my only thing is I think I'd like it better. Like, obviously you need the Expendables to make it a threat, like the Titans an actual threat. We had a very quick glimpse of it in that small elite group of the trio going at it, where the one guy led the charge and they had maneuvers where they tricked the Titan. I think if we saw more like back and forth fighting a little bit between some of the higher ups, like see these maneuvers. Oh, she slid on between the legs, then she went up here. Maybe she didn't cut the back of the neck right away, but like he blocked it and then this happened. If we had a little bit more back and forth, I think I would enjoy that more. Yeah. Would it take away from the threat? I don't know. Like, maybe you still have those ones that are quick eliminations, but, like, still keep this main squad. Like, I think if the 3 of those people, spoiler alert, didn't die, I would still be like, they could come back beaten, either just mentally or, like, physically they have some wounds here and there, but, like, they're still at least there in the fight. Like, now I'm just like, we're super fucked. They can't do anything.
We were fucked before, but wow.
Yeah, it's just,
and it would just be cool just to see more of that combat because it's really cool to watch.
And they could have experimented with that too, because obviously they were in the different area of the forest. Like, obviously the rest of it has so far been in the city, the villages and cities or town area, which obviously still cool, but you have a little bit more flexibility with movement of tree to tree or swooping through or whatever it is. Instead, it was just like, we're going to have this long conversation while we're happening to not hit a tree in this line. So, I don't know.
Which always, I know I said this to you while we were watching it, it always worries me because they're going really fast. They've got these things and they like clamp onto a wall far away and they're going really fast. And they're just like looking back, talking to other people. And I feel like one day they're just going to smack right into a tree or something.
Somehow they shot these wires like 10 miles out and they have all this time.
Nothing in between.
Yeah, no. Just like, okay, sure. Whatever. But yeah, I'm glad that you've got me back into it and decided to try it again. There's another one that we tried briefly, which we're probably not going to talk about too much, but Death Note, which I think I just didn't like because like this is not at all what I was expecting. But that's another one I'd like to give another try. And then we've talked about a few other ones to kind of poke our head into and maybe give a shot here or there. But yeah, I've been enjoying the ride that we've been going on, enjoying watching them. I definitely didn't think I would be as invested per se, but glad we did that.
Yeah, me too. I'm so interested to know how Titans came about.
Right.
Like, were they experimenting on people and it went wrong? Or like, how did they happen? How did they evolve? Also, how did humanity build these walls
without
originally? Because the current situation, like, they wouldn't have a chance to build this huge wall before they were just decimated by Titans. So how did they do that originally?
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it doesn't seem like the Titans are like overflowing their areas, because remember that one point where Aaron has to plug up the hole with the rock. There were a few Titans in there, but there weren't like a lot. So
yeah,
like I wonder what the original city is like. Like, is there just Titans walking around in there, or is it kind of just barren and empty?
Right.
Because you could probably salvage that if it's clear. But
yeah,
I don't know. We'll obviously find out.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so there's topic 1. That was a lengthy one. But we're going to switch the script a little bit from talking about one passion to another. We're going to talk about wrestling. And you're probably asking me, Brett, why are you talking about wrestling? Kate doesn't watch wrestling. That's exactly the point, ladies and gentlemen, because it's trivia time. We're going to take a little tidbit, little idea, there we go, from Achievement Hunter's Ready, Set, Show with Jeremy Dooley and Trevor Collins. And Jeremy is a big wrestling fan. Trevor is not. And Jeremy decided to quiz Trevor on some things in current day's wrestling, multiple choice. So I'm going to do that for Kate. Now, Kate has watched a grand total 4 matches. I'm going to say 4 matches.
Yep. Some clips here and there of some other people. Yeah. Like, we've done some top 10.
True.
Craziest lists.
Craziest gimmicks. And
there's the one guy that I will never recover from seeing that.
The Boogeyman?
Yes. I'll never recover from that. I'm not
Oh, boy. So I have a list of 10 questions here spanning the eras of wrestling. I'm going to be talking or asking Kate some questions. Each are multiple choice. Each have 4 answers in total. And we're just to see how well she does. Obviously, feel free to play at home. But yeah, Kate, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. Question 1. Someone you didn't even know who was a wrestler until Kyle and I told you. Cool. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, yeah. My mind was a little bit blown. For some reason, I never questioned why he was called Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I was like, okay, this is just like a name that he chose, and he's a movie star, and people call him that. Okay.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wrestled during the Attitude Era back in the 90s. All right. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had a tattoo of an animal, giving him an iconic nickname. Here are your options.
Okay.
Was his nickname the Samoan Stallion, the Electrifying Eagle, the Brahma Bull, or the Ravenous Raven?
He had a tattoo?
So he had a tattoo of an animal, giving him this nickname. Once again, the options are the Samoan Stallion, the Electrifying Eagle, the Brahma Bull, or the Ravenous Raven.
Can I know where the tattoo was?
The tattoo was on his arm, on his tricep area.
You know, if I had paid more attention when seeing him, probably would know the answer. I'm going to go with the bull.
You're going to go with the bull. So you're saying Brahma Bull.
Yes.
You are correct.
Yes!
The Rock was the Brahma Bull. He had a bull on his arm right here.
Dang.
And then recently in the past year, he's covered it with a full shoulder tat of like
really?
Skull of some kind. Yeah. But used to just have that there. But yeah, The Rock has numerous nicknames. The Electrifying one is one. But, yeah, I had to steal that for the eagle. I was trying to think of, like, alliteration. I was like, oh, God, my bull's there. All right. And then thinking of animals was hard, too. I was like, okay, stallion works. What the fuck else? All right. Questions.
Oh, God, animals.
Now, some of these questions Kate might also know. I did tell her I was going to kind of test her memory of what I've told her before. So, this is one of those.
I'm so worried because now it's like, okay, I should know this because you've told me, but I probably won't remember.
All right, so NXT superstar Tyler
Oh, crap.
Breeze, aka Prince Pretty.
Oh no. Okay.
Enters to the ring along with 4 options are a mirror, a fan group, paparazzi, or a selfie stick.
Selfie stick.
It is a selfie stick. Nice job. She remembers. He does come out with a selfie stick with a phone.
I remember seeing him do that. We watched
video that goes on the Tron. Now, out of these 4 options, I will have you know that a fan group and paparazzi have both been used in wrestling as people come out. There was a group.
Boy.
There was a guy called Adam Rose, also an NXT superstar, who had a group of fans that was a dance party with him called the Rosebuds. When he left, another guy from NXT came up with his name being No Way Jose, having a techno
I remember
song.
We watched it. That's the best song of all of them.
He inherited the Rosebuds and pretty much made his own fan group. And then we had a group in the mid-2000s called Eminem. It was Morrison. What's Morrison's name? Wow, I'm forgetting his first name. Oh crap. Anyways, it was no, not Morrison, because that's John Morrison. I'm sorry. Joey Mercury, that was the first M. Okay. Johnny Nitro was the N, and Melina was their manager, was the M and the other M, so M and M. And they came out with people bringing out a red carpet and paparazzi taking their photos.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. I have never been in the world of wrestling. I have never watched wrestling. I've never had any experience until we were together, and it just blows my mind the things that you have shown me that people do.
On to question 3. The Phenom, The Undertaker, the Dead Man, is announced when coming down to the ring from what location? Is it?
Oh, I think I know.
Okay. Is it Death Valley, Hell, Parts Unknown, or Snakebite, Florida?
Oh, crap. Maybe I don't know.
Once again, your options are Death Valley, Hell, Parts Unknown, or Snakebite.
I think... Okay, I would say Hell, but I think I remember people saying Parts Unknown in something that we watched. I'm going to go with Parts Unknown.
Okay, final answer is Parts Unknown.
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Crap!
Death Valley was the correct answer.
Oh, no!
So, Parts Unknown is a good one. That is actually used for quite a few superstars. There's a legend called the Ultimate Warrior, who is from Parts Unknown. And then I think the Boogeyman might be from Parts Unknown, or he's from Under Your Bed. I think they did that gimmick.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
And then Hell, I believe, is where Kane, Undertaker's brother, is billed from. But...
Okay.
And then the last one was a tough one. I was like trying to think of a theme here. Snakebite, Florida, is where from Bray Wyatt, aka the Fiend, is now billed from. So I had to. I was like, all right, that works.
Is he the guy that they like raise up out of the floor?
That is a good one though. That is Aleister Black.
Oh, that's who I was thinking of. Hell, that's Tattoo Man. Okay. Okay.
No, Undertaker's the one, long black hair, eyeliner.
Dead
guy.
Dead guy.
Dead guy.
That's where I was confused.
He was the one with the manager who had the urn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Paul Bearer was the manager.
Yep.
All right. Question 4. A wrestler you know very well. Ricochet, a.k.a. as Kate calls him, Shiny Pants.
Shiny Pants. He's my favorite.
This is another review question. Used to wrestle under this animal named gimmick.
Okay.
Was it Red Rooster, Prince Puma, Luchasaurus, or Shark Boy?
Shark Boy. I also like Luchasaurus. Shout out to that one. I think it was Prince Puma.
Prince Puma is correct.
Yes.
So, fun fact, I will have you know, all 4 names I listed were actual wrestlers and are actual wrestlers.
That they are. I'm not even surprised.
Red Rooster was a guy in the 80s who had a red mohawk and literally walked around like a chicken. He was in the top 10 list. Prince Puma, obviously Ricochet. He was from Lucha Underground. Luchasaurus is a current wrestler and is a badass. If you don't know who Luchasaurus is, you should go check him out. He's in the AEW promotion, but he's a tall-ass guy who can do lucha moves. It's fucking nuts.
Cool.
And then Shark Boy was a guy in TNA, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Does
he wear a shark fin?
Not just a shark fin. He wears a shark mask that has a shark
fin.
And he does the little shark fin up there. He wears a bodysuit that has all shark stuff on it.
Awesome.
And in TNA, he had a tag team partner going by the name of Curry Man, who is literally a guy in an orange jumpsuit with a genie-style mask and a little bowl of curry on his head.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Of course. Of course.
All right, this one might be another review, but we'll see. Question 5. This superstar loves their name so much that they shout it to the heavens when they come down to the ring.
Adam Cole, baby!
All right, didn't even need to read out the answers. That is right. My other options were Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, and AJ Styles, but B got it right away.
I like that one.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't really seen much of him besides him entering the ring.
Yeah.
But I get hyped as all hell when he enters the ring, so I like it.
Your current NXT champion. All right, on to question 6. Shawn Michaels, a.k.a. the Heartbreak Kid, a.k.a. the Showstopper, has a finisher that is a kick to his opponent. What is it called? Is it called the Heartstopper, Lights Out, Finale Kick, or Sweet Chin Music?
Sweet Chin Music. Will you read the question again?
Sure thing. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, the Showstopper, has a finisher that is a kick to his opponent. What is it called? Heartstopper, Lights Out, Finale Kick, or Sweet Chin Music?
See, I feel like Heartstopper makes sense with his name, but I also feel like that might be too obvious. I'm gonna go with Sweet Chin Music because it's ridiculous, and whenever there's a ridiculous answer, usually it's the right one.
You are correct. Sweet Chin Music is the finisher. Damn, I thought I was going to throw you for a loop with Heartstopper and Lights Out for Showstopper, but no, apparently not. Yes, you actually saw this finisher. It's where he stands in the corner and smacks his foot into the ground to tune up the band, and then he goes and kicks him in the face.
Yep.
All right, so B, I think you've only gotten 1 wrong so far, and that was the Undertaker one. So you're doing good. So you're through 5 out of 6 right now.
All right.
All right, on to question 7. The Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, have been around for years. One weird gimmick that they were a part of was they were vampires, they were part of a boy band, they were superheroes, or they were hippies.
Uh-oh. Because all of these are real ones.
So once again, what weird gimmick were they part of? Were they vampires, a boy band, superheroes, or hippies?
And they're currently wrestling.
Currently they are wrestling. Matt has been a little off camera. And Jeff is currently out with, I believe, a shoulder injury. But yes, they're both still wrestling actively at WWE.
Okay. Crap.
This will be a tough one, because I have not given you any context of this particular gimmick. I have shown you the Brother Nero and Broken Matt gimmick.
Right.
But I have not shown you this one.
And that one is bizarre as hell.
Yes, it is.
Read the options one more time.
Sure thing. Vampires, a boy band, superheroes, or hippies?
And you haven't shown me the video.
Correct.
I'm going to go with superheroes.
Superheroes. Final answer.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. They were not superheroes.
No.
They were, in the early 90s, part of a group that was vampires. So they didn't have teeth. However, they were full Hot Topic-esque gear, like the chain pants without the chains. They had dark shirts usually. They had armbands on. And that's where they pretty much got their entire look for most of their career. They were managed by a gentleman named Gangrel, who was a legit vampire. And they would ride, their entrance was a dark, ominous tone for a while until they got their main theme, was a dark, ominous tone where there was a circle of fire on the ground, and they would ride an elevator up through the fire. Gangrel would then, as they would proceed to walk to the ring, drink a cup of blood and then spit it out up into the air.
I shouldn't be surprised. I keep telling myself this. Whenever you tell me things about wrestling, I always say I shouldn't be surprised, but I always am.
There's a lot of stuff in wrestling. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, boy.
Fun fact, all of these gimmicks have been used. Boy band, I think I showed you 3 count.
I remember the boy band.
Superheroes.
I think I remember the hippies.
There's been a few different hippies. I don't know if I've shown you any particular ones that are coming to mind right now. There's one guy in the 90s called Dude Love, who's another guy who's taken on multiple characters. And then there was a gentleman in NXT, is now over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he was known as CJ Parker, but he was a love child in NXT. And then last but not least, superheroes has been used also numerous times. There was a recent superstar called Adrian Neville who went under kind of a superhero gimmick, just came out with a cape and stuff. And then there was one in the early 2000s as the Hurricane, which you know from the top 10 gimmick. And then he also had a superhero in training called Rosie. Now, B, I want you to take a moment. What does superhero in training stand for? Or actually come up to be?
Sit?
Shit.
Oh,
superhero in training.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Yep.
no.
Oh, yes.
No. Oh, no.
All right.
Boy.
On to question 8. This is a character I know you've heard of, but I don't think I've given you any inclination of what this is. Godfather was an interesting character and gimmick in the 90s and early 2000s, where he brought hoes to the ring, aka the hoe train.
Oh, yeah, the hoe
After
train.
some time, he changed characters to which of these? Was he a priest, a police officer, a censorship group member, or a rock star?
Oh, boy. I remember the hoe train.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my feelings about that. I want to say... he totally flip-flopped and was a priest.
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay. That is incorrect.
Crap.
You were on the right track, though, where the character was a complete 180. He was a censorship group member.
You know,
he was
that
part of a team called Right to Censor. It was him and 3 other individuals, I believe, maybe 4.
Okay.
They wore black pants, black shoes, a button-up white shirt, and a black tie. Instead of the Godfather, he was known as the Good Father. And they literally had a siren as their theme, wah, wah, with the big circle cross, like no sign. They were against sex, they were against swearing, they were against everything.
Oh, so it's like Max when
Dad
they're
mode,
playing
yes.
that. Yeah. No.
Yes.
No.
uh,
Wow. Right. Amazing.
Question 9. The New Day is now a very popular group who likes pancakes, unicorns, and dancing around. However, when they first debuted as a team, they were a gospel group, a circus troupe, government officials, or a general manager and creative for the show.
Do I know who these people are?
So you know one member. So Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods, is part of New Day.
Okay.
Once again, you
read the
have,
options again.
Yep,
yes, thank you.
Gospel group, circus troupe, government officials, or general manager and creative for the show.
I'm gonna say gospel group, only because in those videos that we've watched, his voice is amazing when he's singing those intro songs.
Okay. You are correct. They were a gospel group. Now, this one was tough for me because, like, okay, how do I define what they were? So they weren't a gospel group in that they were singing or that it was necessarily religious.
Okay.
They were focused on the power of positivity. P.O.P. Hold it down.
Okay.
They, during their vignettes or promos leading to their debut as a team, would have a gospel choir behind them doing the whole, like amp up the crowd, clap on. So it was like, okay.
Okay.
That gimmick surprisingly did not take off very well, but they decided to flip it and be more themselves, and they have exploded with Kofi Kingston, one of the members being the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Excuse me. Last question, question 10.
All right.
Going back to the Hardys, but more specifically Matt Hardy.
Uh-oh.
Matt Hardy, one of his characters in the early 2000s, was called Matt Hardy version 1. He was very full of himself, and he was the best thing since sliced bread. Matt Hardy had an apprentice/sidekick at one point, Shannon Moore. What was he referred as by Matt? Was he his Hardy disciple? His Mattitude follower? His Matt Messiah? Or his Hardy handyman?
Those are all amazing. Will you read them again?
Sure thing. Was he referred to as Hardy disciple, Mattitude follower, Matt Messiah, or Hardy handyman?
I'm going to go with the first one.
You're going to go with Hardy disciple.
Yes.
Okay. That is incorrect.
Oh,
The correct answer was Mattitude follower.
Oh,
Mattitude was a way of life, and Shannon needed to learn from it.
Oh, boy.
So Shannon was his first Mattitude follower, if you will, as Matt has said, his first MFer. Yeah, I got it. That's the only reason I put this question in. So that's been WWE Trivia throughout the eras. B, you did a good job. Let's see. Final score. You got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 out of 10 right.
All right.
Not too shabby.
Not bad.
Nice job.
I learned many things.
You did. Chat, if you guys want to see another round of wrestling trivia, you just let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to do that. It's a little tough thing in those 10 questions, but I'll definitely see if I can think of some more.
It was fun, though.
I'm glad you had fun. You did a really good job.
I would do it again.
You did a really good job with that. I had fun just explaining all the intricacies. Like, no, this is legit. That actually happened. Because, yeah, like you said, in the world of wrestling, oh my God, there's so many things that occurred. Like, I had so many options for the animal gimmick question. I was like, oh, there's a lot of dumb ones. Alrighty. Oh boy. Okay, so on to topic 3. All right, so running with another one. So, lady, Kate, you are a big fan of Alice in Wonderland. So I've known about this obviously for a while now, but I've never really actually picked your brain per se about Alice in Wonderland and what you like about it. So I was gonna kind of ask you some questions about it and kind of see, or learn why this franchise means so much to you. So I guess quick intro, like what is it about Alice in Wonderland that you like so much?
I think part of it is, where it really started is like baby Kate, like 4-year-old Kate, sees Alice and is like, that looks like me. Like, that's the first, I don't know if she counts as a Disney princess, but that kind of character that I was like, I see that. I was like, I see that as me. And she's really cool, and she goes and does weird stuff, and she talks to animals, and she talks to flowers, and so little kid Kate was just totally enchanted by this idea, which I still kind of am today. Like, talking to animals, talking to flowers, I'm into it.
So there's been many interpretations of Alice through time. Obviously, you got the books. You have Disney. Throughout the time. You have the books. You have Disney's cartoon animation interpretation. You have Disney's live action interpretations. You have the video games, which was Alice Madness Returns. Excuse me. Wow, I was like Darkness. No, that's not it. You have those, and then I'm sure there's a plethora of others that we just don't know about or don't know as well. Is there a certain interpretation of it that you like the best?
Yes. Okay. So my favorite is the video game.
Oh, okay. Madness Returns.
Yeah, Madness Returns. It's the weirdest and the darkest interpretation of it, but it's one of my most favorite games of all time. And I think that's part of the story that always kind of appealed to me, was that there was like enough weirdness and just a little bit of like dark twistedness to it that appealed to me and wasn't so much like, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but wasn't so much like everything's great and we're singing songs and like we're so happy. Yeah. And we're a Disney princess and everything is magical and wonderful, which is fine. But I liked a little bit of a twist to it. And so I feel like in Madness Returns, they really go into that quite a bit more.
Right.
And I also just like I don't know, it's kind of along the same lines, but like it's so twisted because that's what it's like in her mind.
Yeah.
Like she's been through horrible things, and so this is all because her mind is kind of getting warped by that. And so by the end of it, that's what she is fighting against, and that's what she fights through in the end. So that part appeals to me as well.
So obviously for Madness Returns, it's her going back technically to Wonderland. For the early stages of Wonderland, did you have a favorite section? For example, I'll go with the animated movie. Did you have a favorite section of the world there that you really enjoyed when she was a part of it? Whether it be the eat this, drink me, the big room, or the queen stuff, or the tea party, or...
I really like the tea party. That's like the most fun part that I remember. And I also really like, for some reason, it's not a big part of the story, but I even have a shirt, as you know, that I'm gonna wear when we go to Disney, where she's the flowers are talking about her and they're saying maybe she's a wildflower, like they can't figure out what she is. And I don't know, for some reason, just since I was a kid, that has like stuck out to me, and I really liked that.
Yeah, part of it that, like, I like the tea party as well. The caterpillar kind of freaked me out a little bit. I don't know.
He's a little freaky.
Yeah. And then you got these like little side stories too. Like, I don't know why it sticks in my brain, but the walrus and the clams, like that sticks in my head quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Cheshire Cat's always great. He's a good one.
Yep. I like him.
Yeah. So, have you seen the live action Disney ones?
I have not.
You have not. Okay.
I decided not to because the previews and the clips that I saw of it looked so bad.
Oh, okay.
That I didn't want to see it. And
Gotcha.
so I have just avoided it.
Okay. I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. So the first one, she's also going back to Wonderland. So it's like reclaiming Wonderland because the Red Queen is taken over, so everything's kind of downtrodden and stuff like that. But obviously you got different characters. Johnny Depp playing obviously the Mad Hatter. You got Anne Hathaway playing the White Queen, which I don't even think she shows up in the animated one at all, or the video game.
No.
But yeah, I thought that one was good. Like I said, haven't seen the second one, but I did enjoy how all the characters were portrayed as themselves. So I guess I can't really dive into that one too much for you personally. But out of the series, do you have a favorite character besides Alice? How about this? I really like a side character.
I think so. In the video game, I really like, there's two that kind of stick out. I like the Cheshire Cat because he shows up randomly as you're going along through the story, and he'll just kind of like come out of the wall and either give you a hint or just say something really sassy to you and then be like, bye. But in the game, I also like the Mad Hatter. I don't know exactly why. He's just kind of like, he's kind of bumbling along a little bit. And I like him in the animated movie as well. I don't know. The Cheshire Cat seems like such an obvious choice, but I just really like him.
Yeah, I think my Hatter was cool. I think I like the rabbit who's late. I think he's a good one. Thinking animated wise. Okay, weird choice, but the doorknob was funny. I like how he's just trying to sleep. He's trying to do his own thing. In the Disney movie, the live action one, there was a mouse that was affiliated with the Tea Party people who like did way more. Like I think in the animated one, the mouse was, I don't know about drunk, but was like just chilling in a teapot. But this mouse was like actually doing stuff. So I like her in that one. Yeah. In the live action movie, not that the rabbit in the animated one did a whole lot either, but like this one was like psychotic. And he's just cuckoo. So he was like, he always got a chuckle out of me. But, we haven't mentioned him yet, but what do you think about the twins, Tweedle and Dee and Dum?
They kind of always freaked me out.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid. I don't exactly know why. Like, they don't do anything that overtly scary, but I was always scared of them and was like, not cool.
Fair enough. Yeah, and the animated one, they're very kooky and kind of like in Alice's face.
Right.
And the live action one, they're actually like real sweet, and I like them a lot. Like they're
okay.
Let's go and do things for the right and trying to help Alice along her way. So
maybe that's why I got kind of freaked out, because they were like personal space.
Yeah, they were just like, from what I remember, they were just called like, oh, why are you here? And you're doing things wrong, whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. Alice is always like an interesting story of like you mentioned earlier, like seeing the problems of either the outside world or just in her head, and then the interpretation in here, whether it's an escape or also just fighting it a different way. It's similar to kind of like, I know it's another dark one, but dark way to take it, but like Winnie the Pooh, how like all the characters represent something different. Like obviously Eeyore's depression, and then like I think Rabbit's like OCD or something like that. It's just interesting to see. Like obviously as a kid you don't think about that.
Right.
It's like, oh, there's a cartoon with cool characters, but then you get the adult perspective of like, whoa, okay, these actually symbolize different things, and makes you think a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And another thing I really like about the game, which is not necessarily just about Alice, but just something that I appreciate about the game in general, is all the different, I guess, worlds or areas of the world, areas of Wonderland that you go to. And they're all so unique and interesting, and they look really cool, and your outfit changes for each one, and the enemies that you meet are all really unique, and the way that they worked the original characters into the game and then kind of expanded from there, I just really appreciate. And the game is so interesting to me from start to finish. Like I don't get bored or frustrated. It's just so interesting and different the whole way through.
Right. I wonder if that first one, that prequel game, is the same way, because I don't know.
I've never played it.
Yeah, I remember someone saying it wasn't as good, but like,
I
have that download for free, so it's like, try it out. But yeah, I wonder.
So we're gonna try it.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like the first time she goes, or like how it's different. But that'll be interesting to kind of explore.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys, this has been another episode of Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 55. My name is Brett, a.k.a. Enigma911, and once again, I was joined by Kate, a.k.a. Lady in Wonderland. Kate, thank you for being on the show once again today.
Thank you for having me.
It was a blast talking about Animu and wrestling and Alice.
Animu.
Thank you for that. Remember, guys, you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every first and third Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern, unless we pre-record it and put it up later. But you can check it out over there and join in on the chat and join in on the discussion. It'd be greatly appreciated. Remember, if you can't catch it live, we're also over on youtube.com. Search Enigma911. It's broken out topic by topic. Or also put as one big video for your amusement. Along with YouTube, we are also on SoundCloud, so go check that out. You can get all of the podcasts in MP3 format, so you can take them on the road. Give us a like over there, spread the word, share it with whoever you think might enjoy it. It would be greatly appreciated. And then remember, we do also have those two sponsors today. We do have the merch store. You can get all of your Enigma 911 swag over there, t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand, support us. It would be greatly appreciated. And then last but not least, we also have Extra Life coming up November 30th, Saturday. 12 noon Eastern. Make sure you guys are there. Join us for 24 hours of gaming, having a good time. We got the Extra Life tournament once again, and more games along with different milestones and wheel spins and crazy shenanigans. So you can help us out.
And I'll be there.
She'll be there as well. If you can help us out by watching, spreading the word, or if you can donate, that would be greatly appreciated. Help us reach our goal, help those kids, and we'll go from there. Kate, once again, thanks for being on.
Thank you.
It was a good podcast. And
yep.
Viewers, we will catch you guys on the next one. Take care.